Hey everybody, Elliot here for RMA. I have some updates for May 2026. If you're in the market for plates, you are definitely going to want to hear this. We're doing 3 product refreshes that have launched already today. They're already on the website. And then just have some other interesting information to pass on, as well as a couple of promotions. So, the 1165 and 1155 Generation 2 plates, we've actually refreshed that. So one of the things that we found during the launch of the Gen 2 is that the true to size ceramics that we were using were actually problematic, because the way that we like to finish the plate is we put a very, very thin layer of foam tape on there and then you wrap on top of that. Now, the problem with that is that it ended up making the plates a little too big for people with tight plate bags. So we shrunk the ceramic down just a touch so that the final product will actually be the correct size after we wrap it instead of before we wrap it and then it being too big. As a consequence, though, it's actually cut a decent amount of weight. It's like almost a quarter pound. So the 1165 Sappy is now 6.1 pounds, and the 1165 Shooter's Cut is 5.3 pounds. The 1155 also sees some weight savings here. It goes from 7.7 for the Sappy down to 7.4, so less than 7.5 pounds for a full-size medium Sappy. And if you want to do the Shooter's Cut, that's down from 6.8 pounds to only 6.6 pounds. Wild. The other product refresh that we're doing is the SRT plate. We had to change the material on that entirely, not because of performance, the old ones are fine. We were just having logistical challenges in terms of our supply chain, because we have to order that material quarterly instead of like weekly or monthly. So you may not know this, but in the industry, manufacturers are constantly calling each other trying to get a hold of material. So we were spending all this time calling up manufacturers and having to buy their material from them, just to sort of keep up with demand. So we decided to change this from material that we got from Honeywell, which is very, very similar to what we were using before, but we could get it like within 2 days. It's just a hair heavier and like 3 hairs stronger. So you're still getting the same performance with the new SRTs, but there is some cool lab testing results that we've seen. This is certainly not a claim that we're making right now, and certainly not published on the product page, but our initial results are showing that it is actually a full RF1 plate if you just put a trauma pad behind it. Not 3A, no more ballistics, just a trauma pad. Cheap little trauma pad will turn the new SRT into an RF1 plate, potentially. We are going to go back to the lab and validate that before we make a big claim about it. But if you get one of these plates today, you're going to be getting one of the new ones and not one of the old ones. So you will also notice that it is a hair bit heavier, because instead of being a 10 by 12, it's also a full medium Sappy. So it's a little bit bigger of a plate. So there is a little bit of a weight penalty for just making it bigger. And I think the resin in the polyethylene matrix is like a little bit heavier, a little bit more of it. And we're running 2 specials right now. If you get 2 1165s with 2 trauma pads, you can get a free 0331 plate carrier. If you look on our website, we have an individual product listing under level 4 plates and level 4 kits where you can get that free plate carrier. And then now, because we solved the SRT situation, if you buy SRTs and we don't ship them out the next business day, they are free. Like, that's how confident we are in the supply chain of those things. They will never be out of stock again. So 1165s and 55s, new weights. The 65 is 6.1 and 5.3 pounds. The 1155 is 7.4 and 6.6 pounds. The SRT is now just a hair stronger than it used to be, and maybe we'll be able to validate at the lab that all you need is a trauma pad to get full RF1 out of those plates. And yeah, we won't have any more problems with the SRT being out of stock, and get a free plate carrier when you buy 65s and trauma pads. So that's all I got. Bye, guys.